How's it going, everyone? I know we've been doing a lot of PlayStation Store deals videos, but we're gonna change it up on you, back to doing some physical game deals. I mean, we try to do it every now and again. It's like a lot of the times there aren't as many great physical game deals as there are digital game deals, given that PlayStation Store is running deals regularly, but sometimes you'll find fantastic deals, and we've got some really good ones here today to go over. It seems like Best Buy is running a sale, and Amazon has price matched a lot of those deals, so you love to see that. And, you know, not a ton of stuff that's super cheap, but some stuff certainly to have an eye on and pick up for sure. So we'll get through all of that. But let's get right into it, and let's start things off with Metal Gear Solid Master Collection Volume 1. Now, I always like to give this a mention whenever it gets down to $20, because it gets down to $20, I want to say, like, once every 6 to 8 weeks or so, physically on Amazon. However, when it goes on sale on the PlayStation Store, as I've made mention of, it goes on sale for, like, $42. Like, it's still $42 on the PlayStation Store, and I see this rhetoric being thrown around on social media a little bit that, oh, digital games never go cheaper, physical games are always cheaper. There are times it's true, there are times it's not. Metal Gear Solid Master Collection Volume 1 is one of the more egregious examples of a game being far cheaper than it is, physically than it is digitally, which makes no sense given that, you know, physically they get a lesser share of the revenue, but I digress. It is kind of ridiculous. Then you have other instances, and I've talked about this in previous videos, where really, when you talk about buying games physically, the games that you're getting better values on are the ones that are retaining a higher price point on the PlayStation Store, usually somewhat more recent releases. When I say recent releases, I mean Master Collection Volume 1 at this point came out like 18 months ago, but the bottoming out price digitally is always going to be lower than it is physically. Like, games will bottom out at $5 to $10, where it's not as common to find physical games at $5 to $10 unless it's like Black Friday and they've got like the $10 games bin, and I don't even think they do that as much anymore. But you get the idea. Master Collection Volume 1, again, is one of those egregious examples where it's $20 physically and like $42 physically. That's just insane. Now, as far as the game itself goes, it's a good collection at this point. Now, when it initially came out, had a lot of issues. A lot of that has been remedied, and when it came out, it was also $60, which was kind of wild to begin with. But they're great games, and it's nice to have this original trilogy preserved on PlayStation 5. I get it that Delta Snake Eater is coming out, but I still think it's worthwhile to go back and play Metal Gear Solid 3. I'm definitely going to do another playthrough of Metal Gear Solid 3 before Delta Snake Eater comes out in August, and it's not like it's a super lengthy game. You can go in, you can beat it, and then, you know, I feel like it'll make you appreciate Delta Snake Eater even more. So $19.99 on that. Really good to pick up from the standpoint of how much cheaper it is physically than it is digitally, but yeah, for sure, check that out. Next up, want to give a shout out to the Mega Man Battle Network Legacy Collection, $22.96, another collection here of some games that I grew up with, so obviously there's quite a bit of nostalgia bias here, but I love the Mega Man Battle Network games. Now, the reality is, I think a lot of people picked up the Battle Network Legacy Collection on people like myself hyping it up. Then they played Battle Network 1 and were like, what the hell is this? This is incredibly dated. And, yo, they're Game Boy Advance games at the end of the day. All the games are going to be somewhat dated, but Battle Network 1, very rough around the edges, and they got a lot of that ironed out with Battle Network 2. So, if you get this collection, yes, I would recommend you to play through Battle Network 1. You might want to have a guide next to you while you're playing this game. Battle Network 2 really is where this franchise picks up steam, and then Battle Network 3 is great. No, BN4 is a little bit divisive, but Battle Network 5 is great, and Battle Network 6 is great as well. So, a lot of good stuff here. Hopefully, in my lifetime, I'll get a Battle Network 7. You know, I feel like Mega Man's that one IP from Capcom that's been done kind of dirty. Not even dirty. I mean, we get these collections and whatnot, but we're not getting new games. Like, why not greenlight a new game? The budget isn't gonna be crazy. I feel like it would do fairly well. I don't know. That's just my 2 cents. Like, I feel like a Battle Network 7, I think it would do really well, and a lot of people would check it out. Just keep the budget in line, and I think, you know, there's a lot of potential there, but that's my opinion. Next up, we got Dragon Quest III HD 2D Remake. This was really well received, and of course, later this year, we're gonna get Dragon Quest 1 and 2. This is unfortunately one that I haven't been able to sink a lot of time into. A lot of games coming out. This is one that I just, even as a huge JRPG fan, I've had to put on the back burner for quite a while, and now it's been, what, 6 months since it came out, so yeah, I'll get around to it eventually, at least. You know, that's what I tell myself with every game in my backlog, but who knows if that'll ever come to fruition. $39.99 on that. Romancing Saga 2 Revenge of the Seven, 40% off for $29.99. This is another game I played a little bit of. Just really couldn't get into it. Like, the saga element and the generational aspect of this game, just not my cup of tea. I know a lot of people, and most people that play this game seem to really, really love the style of game that it is. It is quite a bit different than other JRPGs. Check it out for yourself. $29.99 again. Well, I didn't have a great time with it. I am just one opinion, and most people seem to really, really like it. Sonic Frontiers in 1993. I mean, this is a game that I always go to bat for. I really, really enjoyed Sonic Frontiers. I think it's a great game. You know, I wouldn't be paying $40, $50, $60 for it at this point, but at 20 bucks, like, if you like Sonic, or even if you just want a good platformer with a phenomenal soundtrack, like, I've said it before, but I think it's, like, honestly, almost funny how good Sonic's soundtrack is. Like, where does Sonic get off on having a soundtrack this banger? But, like, every Sonic game always has, like, a banger soundtrack. So even, like, meme games like Sonic and the Secret Rings, and I get it that people like Sonic and the Secret Rings, or there are people out there that like Sonic and the Secret Rings, but even that game has, like, a great soundtrack. Like, what's going on here? Why does Sonic keep getting all these insane soundtracks? But Frontier soundtrack is at another level. So 1993 on that. Good game, good bit of content, and a solid time all around. Hopefully we'll get a follow-up title to this game next year. I think next year would be a great time ahead of the release of Sonic Movie 3. I think that makes a lot of sense, but we'll see if that comes to fruition. A Suikoden 1 and 2 HD Remaster is $39.99 for the Day 1 edition. This just came out, so already 20% off. Some classic JRPGs here. I would really recommend to get this physically. I'm just saying this on the standpoint of growing up. I remember wanting to get a copy of Suikoden 2 on PS1, and it was like $130 or something like that. I'm sure the price point of the PS1 version, at least I would imagine, has plummeted now that we have this remaster. Maybe it has it as a collector's item. Maybe people want the original, but it's nice that we have this collection available now, and these games are readily accessible. They are a bit of a throwback, but have some quality of life improvements, so $40 for that, not a bad pickup there. Warhammer 40k Space Marine 2, $39.99 on this for a physical copy. Love this game. Happy to hear that Space Marine 3 already in development, so this game has done incredibly well at a commercial level. Over-the-top action mayhem gameplay, and just a great time all around. Certainly do recommend that at $39.99. I think it's a pretty good price point, so give that a look. And you know, not a super lengthy campaign. That was one criticism a lot of people had towards the game, but I still think overall it is a great time. So definitely check that out. Space Marine 2, a great game, and if you can convince a couple of buddies to pick it up as well, even better. Y'all can have a great time with it together, so definitely worth a shout there. At the harder difficulties as well, game can get pretty challenging, very rewarding, and it's getting consistently updated by Saber as well. They've done a good job of, you know, rolling out new content, and the content is free. There are paid DLC with cosmetics, no microtransactions, but they have DLC, which at that point, like, isn't that just microtransactions anyway? But there's not like an in-game store or anything like that, but there's some cosmetics that you can buy, but it's nothing you need, and all of the gameplay updates and content, all that is free. So at least so far it's been free, but that'll do it for me. Let me know all of your thoughts in the comment section down below. A lot of great deals available. Check them out in the description box below. The Amazon links are affiliated, so if you buy anything, I do get a little bit of a kickback, which is much appreciated. That's gonna do it for me. Your thoughts down below, sound off there, and if you want more physical game deals, leave us a comment as well, and we'll get to that as soon as possible. I mean, as more deals roll out. But that'll do it for me. Again, thank you for watching, and goodbye. Hey guys, we hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, make sure to hit the subscribe button, and if you're already subscribed, do us a favor and hit the bell icon. This way you'll be notified whenever we post a new video. That's the best way to keep up with all of our uploads, and we usually try to upload 2 videos a day. And with the bell icon hit, you'll be notified whenever we do upload a video. As always, thanks for watching.